The following video contains content that isn't suitable for the younger demographic. If you fit in the category of under 18, please leave. Otherwise, enjoy this broadcast.
Well, Cuphead and his pal Mugman, they like to roll the dice. By chance they came on Devil's Game, and gosh, they paid the price. Paid the price. Hey, shh. No. Shh. Anyway, boys, the Discord is up. The Discord is in the link. The first link in the description. The only link in the description. Yeah, the only link in the description, I believe. But, yeah, the Discord, join it. Fan art, suggestions, whatever, bro. If you just want to talk to me as well, I don't mind conversating with y'all. Y'all are cool. But today, boys, let's get to the actual intro. Today we have the Cuphead fandom. Now, I have played Cuphead. I know the Cuphead lore. I am a really big fan of Cuphead. Actually, I'm that much of a Cuphead fan, I 100%ed the game. I got the Platinum Trophy on PlayStation, and I plan to do the exact same thing for PC. I'll probably do that with my girlfriend, but that is, I'm just trying to highlight how much I like this game. So I already knew what I was looking for kind of going into this. Like, I kind of bought the characters that I know and just the scenarios and whatnot, but only here we have only Cuphead and Mugman. But I took the characters and I just applied normal fandom tags and logic, like, shipping. A lot of kissing came up as well. I don't know if I added any of those clips, but a lot of kissing came up. Obviously, I only can grab like 4 or 5 clips, so there are so many clips that I saw that you guys don't get to see. I just grabbed some of the quickest and not even quickest, just some of the first ones I saw, but I did see quite a lot this time. But let's get straight into the clips. Let's turn on the volume and let me turn this down.
Mi cielo, mi luna, mi única fortuna. Ay, bonito, papito, mi alma te ama.
So that's kind of it. It's weird. Now, I think it's supposed to be a joke because it says XD, ja, no sé qué hizo pero chalizo. Hey, see how you talk in Spanish. Hold up. I had a drink, by the way. I'm going to just, bang it on the desk because I don't think I can show it without getting, fucking age restricted. Not allowed to show alcohol consumption, but I've already consumed it all. But, okay. Calm down. Let's come down. So we have Cuphead and Mugman, and it seems like they're in a very suggestive situation. You have Cuphead biting his lips, you have Cuphead leaning forward, a blush, that wobbly smile people do around when they a nervous smile in a good way. We also have the Friday Night Funkin' win the bar, I think it's your life bar. I don't really know what it's called, but it's that bar. And we have Cuphead pressing against a smiling, blushing. No, we have a Mugman pushing against a Cuphead thing down there. It's obvious that this is supposed to be a ship. Now, the reason I said I think it's a joke because obviously it says XD. I know what XD is. I don't know what ja no sé qué hice pero chales means. I don't know what that means, innit? But it's probably a joke. It doesn't change the fact that it's still awfully weird. They're siblings. Mugman and Cuphead are brothers in the game and in the show as well. So it's awfully weird to have something like this, even if it's a joke. The fact someone had to make this, they had to make the character models, they had to think of the scenario. Now, there isn't much of an explanation to what the scenario is, but we can kind of gather a sort of picture. We can obviously see their facial expressions and the blushing and just their overall body language, and we can interpret that as this is supposed to be a ship. They're obviously interested, I guess, physically. They're physically interested and not just in a sibling sort of way, this is my brother, my pal. It's not like that way. It seems this is obviously supposed to be a little bit sexual with the blushing and whatnot, and romantic. Again, that's weird. It's a dark ship. Incest, an incest ship is a dark ship. Sibling, ex-sibling, very, very weird. And I just don't think it's something you should have on a platform like, well, TikTok. Children are going to see this. Children are not going to see this, but children can see this. And well, obviously, I don't think it's fair to just stop posting absolutely everything just because children can see it. But if we're taking away from that aspect, it doesn't change the fact that it's still a shit between siblings. And not only do children shouldn't be seeing that, that shouldn't be something normalized on platforms like this anyway. It shouldn't be something normalized anyway. What? So we're just gonna allow shipping because, it's, not real. That's what lollies say to defend themselves when they get caught gooning to animated or anime children. But it's not real children, so we're not actually harming anyone. But if we think it's weird when they say that, why do we not think it's weird when it's something like this? You know what I mean? Of course, that's not what this person's saying, but I do see a lot of, it's not real, so, it's not actually harming anyone. It doesn't matter if it's harming anyone. We should have standards as a society, and as just a general populace of people, we should be able to come to agreements that some things just shouldn't happen. Sexualization of children, we can all agree that shouldn't happen. Whether that's of anime children, animated children, or real children, it shouldn't happen. You know what I mean? Children are supposed to be innocent and pure, and we shouldn't take that away from them, whether that's in their medium, like a video game or a TV show, or in, real life as well. That shouldn't happen as well. So why can't we say the same thing for, like, incest ships and whatnot? It's still weird. They are still two brothers. It doesn't matter if it's not real. We should, as a populace and as a community, should come together and be like, hey, this isn't good. Saw this and like this, you know what I mean? Ha ha ha, this is just so funny, that is, in my opinion, desensitizing. They don't see this for what it is. They're just like, ha ha ha, this is, so funny. Look at the way Miss Chalice looked at them, like they're, so weird, ha ha ha. It's like, are we not going to see this as what it is? It's literally just an incest ship. Now, while this person may not be wanting to do that, that's obviously what this FNF mod, I guess, is trying to portray, in my opinion. That's the way I read it, at least. Let's move on. Okay, let's go back to where Mugman was getting his face held. It's weird. This is also just another ship. I don't know what this comic is. I know it's a comic, but it's literally here it says Cuphead X Mugman. Again, I just don't think this should be something that is not seen as weird. This should be seen as weird, you know what I mean? Again, there is so much desensitizing of these tropes and whatnot in medias and whatnot, and I do believe it's okay to portray this sort of stuff when there's a greater story and a greater meaning behind it. This is obviously just supposed to be like, haha, or not even haha, look, these two characters interact in a friendly way. How can we make it romantic? How can we make it sexual? How can we make them a ship? It's not like, because we see this a lot of times where characters interact in any sort of way and they get romanticized or sexualized as a couple or pairing. You literally have two enemies that hate each other's guts, yet the fandom and the wider fandom culture and community will see that and go, look, they fucking said each other's names, now they gotta kiss, it's wild. And I don't know why it's not looked upon as something weird. You got to remember that these people must be going into these games, I don't know if this is from the game or the Netflix series. I don't know which one they're trying to portray. But that means they went into the game, saw Cuphead and Mugman, which, by the way, you only really see Cuphead and Mugman in the cutscenes, which I think are like the first cutscene and the very last cutscene when they win against the devil. And when you see him as a second playable character, you don't see Cuphead and Mugman truly interact much if you don't play as them. I can't remember. I did play it all the way back then, so my memory on it might be a little bit foggy. So you literally seen two characters portrayed as brothers and thought to yourself, or the person who made this comic, and as well this person who uploaded this, thought to themselves, wow, they're so shippable. Like, that's weird. That's awfully weird. You go into these games and mediums and whatnot, sort of looking for ships, and if you don't, it's something that's going on subconsciously. Because when I played the fucking game, or when I watched TV shows and whatnot, I don't go in there and look at two characters interact and go, wow, they're so couple coded. I don't think that's really a weird thing to do, by the way. If you go into mediums and see two people interact and go, hey, look, they could probably be cute as a couple together, I don't think that's awfully weird. I think it's awfully weird when it gets to things like this, like siblings, children x adult, children x children in like a really sexual way, because we do see a little bit of that on this channel as well, or when looking at fandoms, abuser x victim, like anything that can be considered a dark ship. Or I think pro shipping is also quite a hot topic. I know pro shippers aren't really liked that much. Com shippers as well. So anything to do with that side, I don't think should be something that we agree upon. You know what I mean? I think both me and you right now should be able to see the general message of this video, see the tags, Cuphead X Mugman, and go, this is weird. Whether we have different reasons for it or whatnot, you know, is up to you, I guess. I just believe it's weird because it's, you know, siblings and there's not really much else to it. Of course, there is the deeper aspect of you went into the game, you played the game, you saw these two interact, or you watched the TV show, you saw these two interact, and was like, yes, these are characters I want to ship. Okay. So I'm just going to get rid of the sound and just wait until this person's hand is out of the way. Oh, I guess they're covering it. Hup! There we go. Again, sexual art. Is that Mugman's hand going into Cuphead's underwear? Yeah, this is obviously... Now, this is way too much, I believe, for TikTok. TikTok being a platform for 13-year-olds. By the way, these DeviantArt motherfuckers, like people who use DeviantArt, they are some of the most silliest people in existence. They are telling me that, you know, DeviantArt isn't for children when, you know, this is a rant I'm going on now. You know, I'll leave this until another video, but I think some of them are very stupid and don't do research. But anyway, we are seeing this. This is way too sexual, in my opinion, for TikTok. Obviously, it's a, you know, sibling, ex-sibling, sexual... Oh, yeah, cupcest. That's what they call it. They call it cupcest. Really weird as well. They literally developed a term for shipping fictional cups together. Fictional related cups together. Really, 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 really weird. But, you know, this person sat here. Mugman kissing Cuphead's neck and putting his hand in his trousers, then making out, lip-sync, you know, lip-sync and Pepe's, and got his hands in his trousers, touching what is presumably his ween. That's really weird. Again, they're siblings. Like, this is just something, this isn't something that we should promote. I don't know if this person is a kid or not, I can probably check, but it doesn't really go to the overall point that this is weird. It doesn't matter if this is a child doing it. It doesn't matter for the case that they're doing NSFW art as a really young child, and that's awfully, you know, not good, and we should say big boos to that, and we should try and correct that person. And the reason I say correct is because they become desensitized to the idea of this sort of stuff, and they see much more, it can get much more normalized. I mean, when it comes to like grooming tactics, that's how it's portrayed. It's like getting someone less opposed to the idea of physical touch and whatnot. I seen that while researching was it the Grace fandom with Ren or something like that? That's what I seen and stuff like that. And so, you know, that can get them really desensitized to this idea of physical and sexual intimacy, and one thing could lead to another. Again, it's just a maybe, but again, it still is an issue that we should look at, because it's something that can actually happen, you know what I mean? And that's something we shouldn't want as populace. We shouldn't want that to happen to children, not just our children, because I know there's a lot of people who seem to only care about the people in their immediate circle, which I think is just awfully stupid. I believe you should always go about life caring for absolutely every human, even the ones you don't know and the ones that don't know you. Like you watching this video, I don't know you, but I still wish the absolute best for you. I wish you've had the greatest life so far, and if you haven't, I hope that it gets better for you in the future. I know it gets better for you in the future, you know what I mean? As long as you try hard and you persevere towards towards your goal. But some people just don't genuinely understand that. So like some people keep asking me, why do you make these videos? Why do you go out of your way to find these things? To show these videos are supposed to be for adults, but I can't fucking stop children from watching these videos. I say these are not for children, and I'm not catering them towards children. So if you see or hear anything that you're not supposed to hear, that is completely and utterly your fault. You are given the chance to leave and you don't want to. But I'm trying to give adults and just overall people in general a view into these fandoms and into fandom culture, because I genuinely care about people. I do not want people to suffer at the hands of stuff like this. And the reason I say suffer is because, you know, there are a lot of people that get bullied for being in fandoms because fandoms make stuff like this. Now, this is obviously not the entire fandom, and I know that for a fact. I enjoy the game. I'm not a part of the fandom, but you could say I'm a part of like the Cuphead community. If someone starts talking about Cuphead, I can get involved and I can get deep into the lore and whatnot. So, you know, but you know, because of stuff like this, maybe some people out there don't like the Cuphead game or the fandom because of stuff like this, which I think is really harmful. But, you know, I kind of went off on a rant. It's overall, this art is very weird. It's two siblings and you decided to put them in a sexual connotation. That's not good. And that's not something we should promote as a populace and a people. And that's all I really have for you today. If you enjoyed, you enjoyed. If you didn't, you didn't. On ya say with me now, and ya see you later on ya say ho.